person is dead, sir.
Okay, so they said rigor mortis is already set in.
Sir? Sorry, PD, I just need to verify that there is medical personnel on scene.
There is no medical personnel on the scene. That's the reason why we called paramedics.
That chilling 911 call made after a gruesome discovery in a Los Angeles hotel stairway. The half-naked body of 48-year-old Laura Finley. Laura's husband, Joe, was the America's Got Talent contestant who auditioned for the show just hours after his wife, Laura, was found dead. Tonight, exactly 2 months after Laura's mysterious death, Joe has now come forward with new claims about what happened in the hours leading up to her tragic death. Did she meet her killer at the ice machine at 3 in the morning? Joe is now offering $25,000 for information leading to what he is calling her murderer's conviction. Laura's body was found at the foot of an 8-flight stairwell at the Biltmore Hotel where Joe went through his tryout, even after cops told him, hey, here's a picture of Laura, and she appears to be, well, likely dead. We're going to tell you why he says he went on with the audition anyway. Did Laura plunge to her death by accident? Was she pushed? Or was her body moved there, as Laura's family reportedly believes? Cops say it could have been an accident. But Joe claims they have tried to get him to confess to killing her. He told CNN, quote, I will never be arrested for my wife's murder. There's nothing that would link me to this crime. Issues reached out to Joe's lawyers, but didn't hear back before deadline. Straight out, too. Alexis Terez-Chuck, reporter with Radar Online. Alexis, what is the very latest on this fast-breaking story?
Well, Joe Finley has come out. He's offered a $25,000 reward for clues. He says that his wife was raped. He said that the DNA evidence will prove this. That when the coroner completes the report, he says that there will be evidence under her fingernails that she scratched somebody. She was actually found at the bottom of the staircase in just her underwear. She was missing jewelry. He says that somebody met up with her at the ice machine. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning after they'd been in a bar. They'd been doing drugs, but he then left the next morning without finding out where she was and went and auditioned for America's Got Talent. So he says he's not a suspect. He wants people to help him find her killer. So he's offering $25,000 as a reward.
Can you imagine, Pat Brown, criminal profiler, what the cops thought after they approach him and they say, here's a photograph of your wife. She looks like she's dead. And he goes, oh, yeah, hold on a second. I got to go audition for America's Got Talent.
Yeah, he's not a suspect, but only in his own mind, I can tell you that. I mean, yes, you might continue on with the show if you got a call from your wife and she said, I broke my ankle, but, you know, I'm okay. Or you got in a fight and she went missing and you thought she was just skulking around someplace. But you just found out your wife is dead. Oh, but more importantly than even worrying about that is doing your singing thing. And then he says, and then I broke down at the end. Well, that was convenient. He got his audition finished before he broke down for the sobbing, oh, pity me ploy. He is definitely a suspect in the police's eyes.
Well,
how does he know so many facts? That's what I want to know. This guy basically gave them the facts of the crime. How did he know any of that? How did he know that she was raped? How did she know the DNA is going to prove? How does he know that there's stuff under her fingernails? That's what I'd be curious to figure out.
Well, let me say
pretty much solved the crime for them.
I don't understand why cops can't say she was raped or she wasn't raped. I mean, at this point, the DNA evidence has got to be in. And if there is semen from another individual, then he would have a very good case. And I just don't understand why they don't clarify that at this point. Or perhaps they're waiting for more to be revealed. One of the things the cops said is the more Joe talks, the more interesting he gets. And I think that's very interesting that they said that. Now, here's another clip from the chilling 911 call made by a hotel staffer the morning Laura Finley's body was discovered.
Okay, sir. So at this time, you're saying that it has the body has rigor mortis, it has set in?
According to my supervisor, sir.
Okay, can you ask that supervisor on scene if you think that that person is beyond any medical help?
All right. The timeline leading up to Laura's death is filling in, thanks to new claims by Joe, who says after partying on wine and ecstasy the night before the audition, Laura went to get ice. That was 3 a.m. He says she came back and said, quote, you wouldn't believe what happened at the ice machine. He says she started a bath and he fell asleep. Now, TMZ reports cops told Joe somebody requested a key to the couple's room at 1:30 in the morning, an hour and a half before Joe says he last saw her. So my question to Stacey Honowitz, do these facts point to another person if Joe can find witnesses. I mean, if somebody was asking for a key to their room, to me, that's a bombshell.
Well, I mean, of course, that's, I guess, a bombshell. I mean, it could be another person, but I mean, all these things that we're hearing now, it's such speculation. Like the police said, let him continue to talk. Let him tell them the facts of this case about what happened. The more he talks, the more interesting it seems to get. But I guess if somebody is asking for a key to the room and your wife walked in and said you wouldn't believe what happened to me at the ice machine, then I guess there could be some, you know, not reliability is a statement, but there could be some substance to what he's talking about.
Look at what he said. She comes back at 3 in the morning and says, you won't believe what happened at the ice machine. So some creepy dude is at the ice machine. He tried to do something to her. So what did she do? She takes a bath and then she goes out to the ice machine to see if she can find a rapist. Really? Are we going to buy that? So yes, the police are letting this guy talk.
Let me say a couple of things.
Well, that's why he's talking. That's why they're letting him talk.
One, they were doing ecstasy the night before that. First of all, sometimes that'll make you do some very sexual things, reportedly, and I've never tried it. But it'll also mess with your memory. The other thing is, Alexis Tereszchuk, he changed his story, according to published reports.
Exactly.
He had originally said she went to get ice, and he fell asleep, and now he's telling this whole story about she came back and took a bath. Do you notice this discrepancy?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the time change. The original story is that she went to get the ice at 1:30 in the morning, which was just right after they left the bar. They had been down in the bar drinking. The next story was that it was 3 a.m. She came in. You know, the bath story is brand new. This is not something that we had heard from the very beginning when we were speaking with Joe or the police. And who could go into a bathroom and not notice the full bath and not question your wife missing?
Okay.
And she never got into that.
Gotta leave it right there. A hazing war, and you won't believe what it's about. Next.